faction. And as I ask this, just today, Dr. Fred Matiang'i was hosting a section of leaders from Linda Mwananchi, and optics in politics plays a very big part. Nothing happens by chance. So did you know of this meeting? Give us your take on Linda Mwananchi.
Yeah, I was told about it. It's a good meeting.
No.
I think continuous engagement among people who are like-minded is very healthy.
During an interview in KTN TV, Rigathi Gachagua, the former deputy president who serves as the DCP party leader, responded swiftly to a meeting of Dr. Fred Matiang'i, the deputy party leader of Jubilee Party, and also the Linda Mwananchi leaders led by Edwin Sifuna, Carolo Monde, Babu Wino, and other leaders in Karen at Fred's home. Matiang'i, who also has been serving as the deputy party leader of the Jubilee and the Jubilee presidential candidate, also urged Sifuna to woo the Western people into the opposition side and also to Fred's side, urging them that he has already done it in Gusiland. Rigathi Gachagua responded it, saying that those are good engagements as both of them and all groups are working to make sure Ruto is a one-term president. They're saying they'll make sure as the opposition to introduce, to frontier one candidate against William Samoei Ruto, the only way to take Ruto home in 2027. Rest to hear Rigathi Gachagua's response on the meeting between Linda Mwananchi faction and Dr. Fred Matiang'i, the Jubilee deputy party leader.
Appreciate for you very fast. In case you don't get him, you look at us. They may struggle because they don't know where there is a strong beam, where there's a strong column, where they put a lot of vibration. But we are the ones who made William Ruto president.
Okay.
And we know how he became president. We know his weaknesses. We know where we can be able to corner him. I think I'm the best person, but I am open. I am game with my colleagues, whatever we agree. But I want to assure you, from my end, I have total commitment to the identification of a single presidential candidate. It's one of the discussions that is going on in Wamanyoro. It's very heated. It's very heated, that discussion. If they are saying it's you, yes, it must be you. I say, okay, what if it's not me? Who we are discussing?
Who are they saying if it's not you?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the discussion. It's going on. It's going on. It's going on.
Okay. You're on record saying that you'll be signing a public pact as the united opposition principles with the people of Kenya committing to support whoever will be picked.
That was my proposal. I believe my colleagues will agree because I have asked them many times. I have made public pronouncement to say, I, Rigathi Gachagua, am presidential candidate. If it's not me, I'll support somebody else. I asked my colleagues, you don't put your supporters in a corner. You know, if you say it is you and it's you and it's you, if it is not you, there could be some complication.
And a fallout.
Yes. So what I have done myself, because I'm so genuine and I'm so desirous that we have one presidential candidate because of the urgency of removing William Ruto from office, because he's bad for the country. The country is getting finished. The country has been taken over by goons and rogue police officers. So what I have done, I have prepared my supporters, who are in millions, for the eventuality that there is a possibility it is not me, so that if we agree we support somebody else, I carry them along. I am tonight once more asking my colleagues that they must continuously pronounce themselves before their supporters, the way I do. And I'm happy I had Kalonzo also having that narrative. We must continue preparing our narratives. That is a national duty. It's beyond you as a person. It's a sacrifice for the country. For this country to stand, William Ruto must go. For him to go easily, we must have one presidential candidate, not two. Since it is critical, because that is what Kenyans want, it is that it could be them or not them. I think it's not too much to ask.
Your take on the Linda Mwananchi faction, and as I ask this, just today, Dr. Fred Matiang'i was hosting a section of leaders from Mwananchi, and optics in politics plays a very big part. Nothing happens by chance. So did you know of this meeting? Give us your take on
Yeah, I
Mwananchi.
understood about it. It's a good meeting.
No.
I think continuous engagement among people who are like-minded is very healthy. If you look the guys around me, they are all young. I lead. I am a very genuine leader. When I say I'm mentoring young people, I do it. If you look at Olkalau, I never went to Olkalau myself to campaign.
Why is that?
I left it to the young people. You know, I've been mentoring young leaders within my region because I don't want a situation where we could be where President Uhuru Kenyatta left us. President Uhuru Kenyatta did a lot for this country, and we respect him for the work he did for this country. Politics in our region, there was one gap. He did not mentor anybody. By the time he was leaving office, he was taking us to Raila Odinga because we didn't have anybody. I have decided consciously, in consultation with the elders, to prepare the leaders of tomorrow. And if you see why I've succeeded, why DCP is so strong, why we had such a strong showing in Olkalau, Rigathi Gachagua, the DCP party leader, is surrounded by young, energetic leaders. I feel youthful myself because of the youthfulness around me. In Olkalau, I made a conscious decision. I said I've been mentoring some young people. I want to test whether they have come of age. I want to see whether this mentorship program of mine has worked. I asked Senator John Methu, 35-year-old, and Chiko Moya, please lead the campaign and get your colleagues. Jerry Minor, 29, 30, Karungo Thangwa, 41, young people. And I'm to date. Among the things I'm celebrating in this win of Garau is the success of my mentorship program, that the leaders I'm mentoring have come of age. In fact, I was under a lot of pressure from the community that Kalau was very important because of the dignity of our community, that if something went wrong, they would be very offended. And they were finding me a bit irresponsible, in fact, reckless, that I had left it to that 35-year-old man to drive such an important exercise. And many people urged me to move to Kalau and take charge. But I had confidence that for the last 2 years, I've mentored men and women, young ones, and they have come of age. Okay. And I didn't want to know.
Okay.
And I told my people, go and deliver. In fact, when William Ruto put too much money and brought the train, they almost chickened out and said, oh, boss, this thing is too important for us. Ruto has put too much money. We have 7 ministers. Please come and help us. I said, no. You guys, I want to see whether you have come of age. This thing, drive it to the end. They reached a point, they panic. In fact, I drove all the way to Nyahururu to go and take over the campaign. They were panicking because of the goodies, because of the money. I went to Nyahururu. And then I changed. I went in a small vehicle. I changed. I went round. I listened. I called them. I said, continue. There's no problem. Today, I want to tell the people, you know, there are people who have been saying, oh, the mountain will not have a presidential candidate, or Rigathi Gachagua can be locked out by the courts. In fact, most members of parliament from the mountain, Akina Faith Getawa and Anas Ichung'wa, they have gone to William Ruto saying, please interfere with the courts and make sure Rigathi Gachagua is barred from ever running, because if he runs, he'll finish us. See what you can do with the court and make sure he is barred from ever running, so that if he doesn't run, the mountain doesn't have a presidential candidate, then it's easier for us to get elected. I have very bad news for you. You people who have been pressurizing William Ruto to interfere with the courts and make sure that I'm not a candidate and the mountain has no candidate, I have very bad news for you. I have young men and women who have come of age.